sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, blamed it on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I...
Hey, real quick, hey, winning's supposed to be fun. Winning's supposed to be fun. Why? You put all this hard work, effort into it, winning's supposed to be fun. We want you guys to celebrate. That's the way this locker room's gonna feel every time we win.
Yes, sir.
Now we go. Congratulations, good win. Preseason's over. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay, enjoy it, okay? Again, some big decisions coming up. Love all you guys. Every single one of you guys. Love y'all. Okay? Let's pray.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny DeMoore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing? And hey, there's no real need to dilly-dally or, play around with it, man. We here to talk about what we need to talk about, man. The Dallas Cowboys have made their first roster cut downs. And I'm going to, look and see if I agree with it or not. It's really simple like that. But if you support the liquor store, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share if you care. And definitely take the time to slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, because you know they deserve it, man. So according to Tommy Yorish, the Dallas Cowboys have made these roster moves so far. Offensive guard Nick Broker has been waived by the Dallas Cowboys. Defensive tackle Denzel Jackson has been waived by the Dallas Cowboys. Wide receiver Josh Kelly waived. Tight end Tyler Neville waived. Troy Pride, cornerback, waived. And then fan favorite and training camp icon John Stevens Jr. has also been waived. The Lael Collins news came yesterday, so we were aware of that. And we knew that Christian Matthew had the injury. He was also waived off of IR. So I'm going to be frank with you. I really agree with every single one of these. Because let's start with John Stevens Jr. The boy had a lot of upside, a lot of potential. He did a lot of things good early on. But he's somebody that has not been able to stay healthy. And, this was a season where you were hoping to see a little bit of a step with him. And you really didn't see much from John Stevens this off season or this preseason or throughout the course of training camp. So I get it. The potential is there. But, with the addition of somebody like, Fairweather, I think that's how you say the boy's name. It's either Fairweather or Fairchild. He another tight end to do exactly the same thing that John Stevens Jr. does, man. So I always say if they bring in somebody and they're just like you, you might as well start packing your bags, man. So they got a new shiny toy to play with. So the athletic archetype tight end that John Stevens Jr. was, they already got somebody else on the team who does not have the injury concerns. So I understand a lot of people liked John Stevens Jr. I was a fan of him as well, early on. But he's been hurt. And when he's not hurt, he's not played well. So best of luck to John Stevens Jr., but I do get it. Josh Kelly, he is somebody that has some decent tape coming out of Texas Tech. He's a pretty damn good route runner. Not very athletic or explosive, but we have a super deep wide receiving room. When you look top to bottom, there's going to be some really good wide receivers that do not make it and have shown more than Josh Kelly. So, of course, Josh Kelly is going to be somebody that's a cut candidate. Because we're not even sure that Trayshawn Holden is going to make the team. And Trayshawn Holden has performed well. And, if you do let Trayshawn Holden get in, that would mean somebody like a Ryan Flournoy, who led your entire team in receiving during the preseason, will have to be let go. Or Jalen Brooks will have to be let go, who's been here as a contributor on this team for the last couple of years. So the Dallas Cowboys, after they made that trade for George Pickens, the wide receiver room went from being a weakness to a strength because we're very deep at wide receiver. You know, because I even spoke about it yesterday. Folks are trying to get rid of Jalen Tolbert, right? Because of how good his wide receiving room is. And Jalen Tolbert was the player that led your team in receiving touchdowns last year. So with somebody like him, with his resume, you know, can have folks looking at him and questioning his job and if he should be here. Somebody like Josh Kelly, you know, who did not maximize his opportunities, he got to go. You know, more power to him. You know, he might be a practice squad candidate. So, you know, but we'll see what happens. But best of luck in the future to Josh Kelly. Tyler Neville. I really don't want to stay too long on Tyler Neville. The highlight from Tyler Neville was causing a fight. Like, he caused a fight, you know, at the Frisco training camp on day one when I was out there. And that's really all Tyler Neville has done. I ain't seen the man make no plays. I've been following training camp very closely. I do not hear people talking about Tyler Neville like that. So, best of luck to you. But, you know, even if somebody like John Stevens Jr. can't make it, you damn sure can't make it. You know, it's just simple as that. Denzel Jackson, I don't even think this is goodbye. Because I believe that Denzel Jackson, being an international player, they can get him right back. Like, they don't have to have him on the initial 53-man roster, I don't believe. They have, like, an exception for, like, the guys in the international players program. So I'm pretty sure you'll see Denzel Jackson again. So, you know, he can be a break glass in case of emergency kind of player for you. We already don't have a lot of depth at the one-tech position. We know it's just really Monty Smith and Jay Toya. I know a lot of people might say Tommy, but Tommy is actually a 3-tech by trade. He's just a big 3-tech. So the Dallas Cowboys, you know, I believe will bring Denzel Jackson back, you know, as their international player. So I'm sure you will see Denzel Jackson again. I don't even know. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Let me pull myself back up on here. I don't know who the fuck Nick Broker is. I'm not even gonna sit here and play with y'all. I don't know this man. I have no earthly idea who Nick Broker is. So, best of luck to you. But if I don't know your name and you've been on my team for a prolonged period of time, you obviously do not need to make the team. I'm not saying that to be rude or anything, but, you know, like, I follow this team daily. I cover this team daily. I have no fucking idea who Nick Broker is. You know what I'm saying? So, probably get him back on the practice squad. You know, more power to him. The one name that sort of surprises me, but doesn't, you know, given the fact that we know that Trayvon Diggs is not going to start the season on IR, there's some cornerbacks that have, you know, that they're not going to make this team now. Trayvon Diggs is going to make the initial 53-man roster. Deron Bland will make the initial 53-man roster. I believe Kaiir Elam has, you know, earned the right to make the initial 53-man roster as well. And since they're, you know, considering Childress a nickelback right now, you know, that's gonna be your fourth corner. So you're already 4 corners deep, you know, and you know, I hate to say shit like this. I don't really believe in the man, but they like Andrew Booth for some weird reason. And I guess technically he had to pick 6, and you want to reward that, whatever. I don't fucking know. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of corners because of the health of Trayvon Diggs. You know, that's no longer a question mark. You know, they're not going to make the team. You know, so Troy Pride is one of them. You know, I believe, who else we got, you know, cornerback-wise? Yeah, there'll be quite a few corners to get cut. They might go 6 deep, but I already know the primary 4 they probably carry. Diggs, Elam, Bland, and Childress. So you might have 2 random corners that might not get on the field like that, or they might only go 5 deep at corner, depending on, you know, what kind of flexibility they think they can get from their safeties. They might have a free safety they feel comfortable being a reserve slot for them or something. But yeah, so far, man, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really have no issues with the people they cut so far. You know. Now, when we come back and somebody that's put in work like Trayshawn Holden, he don't make it, or Perion Winfrey, who's been a great player for the Dallas Cowboys throughout the course of the preseason, they don't make it, then I have more to fight about. But out of these initial roster cuts, I don't really disagree with them, to be honest with you. Like, I pretty much understand why they got cut. You could probably make an argument for Troy Pride because I think he did play pretty decent last year. But like I'm not gonna fight too hard for the sixth, corner. Like, I'm just happy that Trayvon Diggs back. So, if Troy Pride has to be the sacrificial lamb in order for me to get Trayvon Diggs back in a timely manner, then fuck it. Also, we don't know the health of Kalen Carson, because if Kalen Carson, is not going to start on IR either, because I don't know how soon he's going to come back, it makes a lot of sense, why Troy Pride and maybe even Andrew Booth as well don't make the team. Because they just drafted, Kalen Carson. They like him for some weird reason. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to take time out my day to give y'all my initial reaction, to the first cuts coming down the pipeline. And as more come, we'll drop more content about it. We're going to probably have a big-ass show tomorrow on Tuesday to just discuss how we actually feel about all the cuts and the final 53-man roster. So y'all tap in. It'll probably be me, Landlord, and Lou. I'll see if we can find a way to get West Coast on the show. Tap in tonight. We're going to do Cowboys Uncut, me, Landlord, and West. So y'all tune in. And I appreciate y'all for everything, man. Just want to give y'all a short little video of my initial thoughts. And in the words of West, never look down, because the star is up. Peace.